So the cinemas are about to reopen yet again, and it has been more than a year since I was last there. It was March 2020, the last time I was at the cinema. And for me, cinema going was a weekly ritual. It'd be once, twice a week. I loved going, try and fit in double bills where I could, try to see at least 100 movies a year at the cinema, and it was always something that I was willing to just go and experience. Because I have the Cineworld Unlimited card, I just pay a flat fee of £18 a month, and I can go as often as I want. And because of that, I found myself going to see things that I either knew nothing about or had zero interest in just because I could. But the last 15 months has kind of shown me a different path and has made me wonder about upcoming cinema trips. I will be going back, but to what extent, I'm not sure as yet. I love going and seeing all the kind of latest movies, and sometimes they're great, more often than not they're fine. But over the last 15 months, I've really been delving into my collection. Delving into older movies, supplemental materials, sometimes commentaries, and looking at these things, and have become more enamoured with that than modern day movies. And now, with the option of going back, I am thinking to myself, will I go for everything? Is it going to be pick and choose, be a little bit more careful about what I go and see, or do I want to go back to that familiar setting and sit down and just have the ambience, the mood, everything, the feeling of being in that seat as the lights dim, as the place goes dark, as the wealth of possibilities open up and I can watch something magical. And I'm kind of torn, and it's going to be the first couple of cinema trips that are really going to make it for me. There's all these COVID protocols that are in now that make me a little bit wary of going. Now, I've had both of my injections and I feel a little bit more secure about that. Doesn't mean the danger's away, doesn't mean that everything is safe and sound, and I'm curious as to how these places are going to handle that. For me, cinema going was also a social endeavour. It's where I got to go and meet friends and have conversations about films, and something that I don't regularly get to do. But then again, I've grown more accustomed to just sitting and watching movies that I want to watch at home, and to get ready, to go out, to travel to the cinema, to watch a movie, to come home. I could possibly watch 2 movies in that time. And I'm a little bit wary of that. And then of course there's been the lockdown and the shutout of cinemas and shutdown of Hollywood, and when are we going to start getting movies back into the cinemas again? Warner Brothers has already proclaimed that they're going to release everything on HBO Max this year, which, to be honest, is some things I have enjoyed, sometimes I haven't enjoyed them as much. You know, Godzilla vs. Kong was a movie that I liked. I would have loved to have seen that in the big screen. Mortal Kombat was a movie I was quite happy to watch at home because it just was what it was, wasn't really for me. So as we move forward back into somewhat normality, I feel that my movie watching has changed, and the cinema has become something that I want to go back to, but I don't know if I want to embrace it as much as I did before. And I want to know your thoughts on this. What are you looking forward to going back to the cinema? Is there big movies, big tentpole movies that you have to see in the cinema? For me, the biggest draw, and the one that I just missed out on when COVID hit, was Bond. I'm a huge Bond fan. I'm really looking forward to going to see the next instalment of that. There's other movies that I want to see, but it doesn't bother me as much whether I see it at home or a big screen, like Spiral. I want to see the next instalment in the Saw franchise. But that doesn't feel like something I need to go to experience. I've upgraded my home theatre setup. It's better than what it was. It's fun for sitting watching movies on a bigger, larger screen now. And I feel torn between my media collection and going for that social experience. And it's something I'm going to have to balance out. I'm a little bit wary of other people and their kind of lack of concern. Not everybody, but there is a small contingent who just don't want to do things because they just don't want to do what they're told, which puts a little bit of a spin of negativity on it for me. But unlike last time, I'm curious about going back to the cinema. I'll be going soon. I need to check and see what's coming out. And with a little bit of trepidation, I think I'm willing to go back and start going to the cinema yet again. Are you going to go back to it? Have you, like me, been delving into your collection and become more enamoured with the older movies? Are you going to go right back into the cinema, just jump in, start seeing everything again? Or are you going to take your time and just try and be a little bit more choosy about what you see? I'd love to know your thoughts on the subject of cinema in the age of COVID. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.